pieces of equipment. A dumbbell. Dumbbell heel tap wipers for 30 seconds. Begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I think for me, events have been a huge ROI, and you can look at it in two folds. Eric and I have both charged for speaking. That has done pretty well. That itself provides a nice ROI. And there was one point in my life when I was single, I could have just lived off the speaking fees. And then COVID happened. I slowed down on speaking. I also had kids.
So you're doing virtual speaking paid.
10 seconds left.
I lived off of that as well. But then I started having kids. One became 2 kids. And then I stopped traveling as much and speaking as much. And then I also didn't
Dumbbell rock the boats for 60 seconds. Begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You get more speaking engagements if that's what you're trying to accomplish. But what I found the best ROI from speaking gigs was not the payment of speaking. So now I try not to charge for speaking gigs, even though some of my team still, will collect some money. What I try to do is go to the right events, set up the right meetings, and try to close some business deals. The speaking makes you more look like as an authority, gives you some trust, makes you seem as an expert, and that can help you close more business deals. That can also help you get more followers on social media, help your blog.
30 seconds left.
And eventually even help your Google rankings. It helps with EAT, right? Experience, expertise, authority, and trust. But what I found is if I go to the right events where my ideal clients are and I speak at them, one, it helps me collect more leads. 2, we just set up back-to-back meetings and we try to help a lot of companies out.
10 seconds left.
Will eventually work with us. Some of them won't. Huge ROI in that. I think charging for speaking is a really bad model because if you're charging to speak,
Dumbbell plank heaves for 60 seconds. Begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What else can you make money from that isn't charging for speaking? Get in front of the right audience and you can make a killing. My agency was one of the fastest growing agencies in the United States according to Inc. magazine. And the reason we were able to accomplish that was a lot of blogging, a lot of creating content on social media. But the big one that a lot of people hired us at our agency was because they heard me speak. And they didn't necessarily hear me speak 6 months ago. A lot of them heard me speak 3-4 years ago, and then they eventually turned around and be like, I'm at this new company. We need someone like you.
30 seconds left.
Amazing, wanted to hire you. And that's helped tremendously. And just look at it as a way to really build up your personal brand and corporate brand, but it just takes time and you have to be okay with it.
Yeah, so to me, speaking brings about serendipitous touch points. And so to Neil's point, let's say they haven't seen you speak before, that was their first touch point with you, they'll remember that.
10 seconds left.
They talk to you as well. And so Neil actually does a pretty good job of sticking around after to talk to people. So from what I've noticed, and the return on investment on my end is
30 seconds rest.
When I think about the client lifetime value, they stay a lot longer. They're much easier to close just because they know, like, and trust you. That's really what matters at the end of the day. It's when you're doing services for someone, they want to be able to have the confidence in you. It's not how good are you at sales. It's do you bring enough confidence where they feel that you can do the job, where they're nodding their head all the time when you're talking? Yes, right? And so it's been helpful for clients and long-term clients. Also for setting up meetings.
10 seconds left.
HubSpot, for example, I get to meet up with people that I know or meet up with current clients or, certain prospects. The travel is a nice benefit too. So Neil and I, we've both spoken at conferences in Brazil.
Dumbbell thread the needle for 60 seconds. Begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
With or people that you're close with, right? So it's an excuse for Neil and I to hang out. Great for creating new relationships, obviously. I always like hosting a dinner. That's just kind of become my thing over the years where I'll just find out who's speaking or who else lives in the area and I'll just connect everyone. And I've seen a lot of magic happen from that. And the big thing that most people don't think about is that with the advent of short form video, I like going because I get the recordings of the content and it looks damn good. And so I can throw it up on YouTube. I can throw it up on podcasts. I can throw it up for short form and it's just good. So it's just it's not just the money, it's multiple benefits. And also most of the time,
30 seconds left.
Travel and hotels and all that, especially if you're not charging for your speaking fee. Neil?
Yeah, no, I think it's amazing. And my team's found that content that's me on stage. And then when they cut it up and put it on social media, it does quite well. And it creates great engagement. But I think the big thing with speaking...
10 seconds left.
Make sure you're selling. You're going to get an ROI as long as you're selling from stage. And a lot of people are afraid to do it. But I have an agency, NP Digital. If I just have the logo on the bottom
Switch
of the screen,
sides
and I
in
say,
5,
you know, like,
4,
my name's Neil, I
3,
co-founded the
2,
NP
1.
Digital, and we do marketing, blah, 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 and I give my talk, not really going to generate that many leads. But when I tell people, hey, if you're interested in marketing, go to npdigital.com and fill out the lead form, or I have something special for them, and then they take out their camera, because we usually have QR codes in my speeches, and then it takes them to a page where they can fill out lead information. That kind of stuff works out really well, and that's how we're getting a better ROI from speaking. But if you don't have that call to action, don't just expect, even if there's 5,000 people in the audience, just because you're speaking that you're going to do really well and generate a lot of business. You need that call to action to generate
30 seconds left.
Yep.
All right, so that is it for today. Please don't forget to rate, review, subscribe. It helps us grow, and we'll catch you later.
We appreciate you joining us for this session of Marketing School. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit marketingschool.io for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more episodes.
10 seconds left.
True marketing success. That's marketingschool.io. Until next time, class dismissed.
Dumbbell Russian presses for 30 seconds. Begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the Gary V audio experience.
And like I typically like to work with you a little farther away from you. We're going to start in California. We don't have a ton of international folks here, but we'll start in California. And Derek did arrive. He just got up from his seat. Derek's here. All right, we're going to start with Derek. And
10 seconds left.
Derek, go ahead and say hi to Gary V.
All right. Hey, Gary. Nice to meet you. I'm Derek Moore, Santa Barbara, California. I'm kind of
Dumbbell twisting toe taps for 60 seconds. Begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
years, and you know, that's who I am, and my mission in life is making sure that company becomes financially successful, meets all the goals. And I'm kind of at that point where I've been doing both the company and my practice, and it's game day. If I keep doing it the way I'm doing it, company's going to fail. So I got a lot on the line.
And what's the company do, Derek?
We are an ed tech company. Think of it as a hybrid between LinkedIn and a Kaplan. We have 500,000 physicians, 112 million page views per year.
30 seconds
It's a
left.
giant in orthopedic education.
And understood. And what's the name of that?
The name, if you Google search any fracture, OrthoBullets comes up on Google. So the name of the company that's recognized is OrthoBullets, our flagship. We have another brand called MedBullets, which is for medical students.
10 seconds left.
And then the kind of parent company is this Bullet Health that is an unrecognized brand. But if you look up OrthoBullets, you know, we've been around for a long time.
Congratulations, you've completed today's workout.
Fractures on Google. And
tough.
and then that was supposed to be the 5-second one.
No, we also got Sarish, who works with Derek, and he's kind of like the right hand. He does a lot of the marketing, and he's a VFriend holder. So Sarish, say hi.
What's up, Gary?
And the Knicks basketball and crush it and jab, right hook. I'm in mood here.
Hell yeah. No, I'm a huge fan. I've been, following you for almost a decade now. I briefly met you at your first K-Swiss drop in 2017, and then at VaynerMedia's VoiceCon in 2018. I know people tell you all the time how you changed their life for the better, but, I can't imagine that gets old. So firstly, I just wanted to say thank you for that. I'm an orthopedic surgeon by training, but I went into medicine for all the wrong reasons. We're at the 4 Ds, but in my house growing up with Indian immigrant parents, you were going to be one of the 3 Ds. You were going to be a doctor, a dentist, or a disappointment. For me, medicine was less of a calling and, more of a telling. My parents told me to do it. So I was, as you can imagine, pretty unhappy throughout my journey of becoming a doctor. And then I found your content and, learned a ton about self-awareness. I was hoping to get self-aware hair, but, wound up with a rare resourceful Robin. But anyway, you really allowed me to become that self-aware hair and ultimately led me down a path to kind of pivot out of clinical medicine. I still, practice, a few days a month just to kind of stay in the game. But I now working with Derek and really, finding something I'm way more passionate about at Bullet Health and, really being able to align with his vision and kind of help kind of people like me not make the, same mistakes. So, yeah, thank you so much.
You got it.